And so you don't need the National Guard, you don't need the Marines, but this is about something else. And everybody has to see that. Don't see what is really happening, y'all. Stop being baited. Stop falling for this.
We're ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not bend. We will survive.
Terry Moran got fired. And I've been thinking about all of my colleagues in journalism who are no longer journalists and how difficult it is to navigate even entertainment. Like, because I covered sports when I first started. It's just a way of, it's just a particular topic. But your tenets of journalism, when you're good, and you probably in the last generation of people who cover it from that standpoint. So I wanted to ask you how you're feeling.
I think it's interesting right now because I do feel like journalism is a dying breed, and now it's about clicks and eyeballs, and that's all people care about. And I was so upset with the coverage of what was going on in Los Angeles. I live in Los Angeles. I've been here for years, and watching the coverage, not just from MSNBC, but CNN and Fox News, everyone really was a little out of pocket, and journalism died because no one wanted to put in context what was happening. On that Monday, when, Aaron Burnett was out on the streets walking around talking about rubber bullets and other stuff, the BET Awards were going on. Conventions were going on right down the street. It is a small 3.5, 4-block radius where things were happening. And yes, it was out of control for a moment there. And the LAPD did their job. And by the way, the LAPD, the largest of the police departments in this country, they can more than handle what was going on. But what they weren't showing is that it was such a small number of people. And they could have shut it down if they wanted to, but they were giving people the chance to do their thing. But it was in the evenings when those agitators would come out and cause problems. During the day, there was no problem. They had a peaceful gathering at Grant Park. My wife was there. But more importantly, do you think that they would have let Mariah Carey drive into a riot to accept an Icon Award at the BET Awards? There were all kinds of stars there. It was a peaceful night. It was great. When I walked out, I took a picture because I was struck that there was a convention going on, and I saw about 30 white folks walking together. They had come from, a night out, having a good time. They weren't worried. They were right down the street from where the unrest was. So I'm very concerned about the way that now journalism is turned into this thing of like, oh my gosh, breaking news, look out. Oh, what's happening? We're in trouble, danger. And it wasn't that.
So walk us through, Kevin Frazier's here. We were talking earlier with Rod about, how things are shaped. We were talking about country music, and the Grammys now are like, oh, we need a new category, traditional. So Beyonce's not traditional. Why isn't she traditional? Why do you need a new category? And now you're saying that the media is not covering what's actually happening. Why do you think that is?
Because now it's become a game of numbers. It used to be tell the story. But now if you look at what Fox News is doing, and we have to understand this, the majority of Americans get their cable news from Fox News. They think that, people are watching CNN and MSNBC. No, they're not. They're watching Fox News. And in the evenings, Fox News is not news, it's opinion. That's all it is. There is no news there. It is all opinion. And you know what? It's working for them. and people are taking it and digesting it that way. So in turn, now the other channels are trying to catch up. So that's how you have someone walking around in downtown LA and it's like, hey, why don't you turn the camera around and show that just behind you the juice bar is open and people are getting, people are getting smoothies. And I want to shout out and commend my good friend Stephanie Elam, who was there over the weekend and throughout, for taking down the temperature and saying, yes, the graffiti is bad, and yes, there are agitators that are out there at night, but it is not this war. It is not this civil unrest that it is being made out to be. But I think that's what's happening is now people are trying to catch up and jobs are on the line. And we see how these multinational corporations are breaking out the little piece, their news divisions and saying, you're not making us money. We can go to something else. We got to lay some of y'all off. And that's what's happening.
Mm.
And so does that mean you don't think the National Guard and the Marines and the Transformers and the Decepticons need to come in and
there is no way in hell
the
they
problem?
should be here. There is no way in hell they should be here. And we know that that is about so much more than just quelling the unrest. And I will tell you this, the people who were out there at night, and I drove from the BET Awards at 10:30 at night straight to the front lines and drove my car, my electric car, right up to the barricades and turned around. Nothing was happening. What I saw is a lot of kids out videotaping and a lot of people who were trying to agitate, but there was a heavy police presence and they were standing out there and they were just like looking at it and letting the show go on. And so you don't need the National Guard. You don't need the Marines, but this is about something else. And everybody has to see that. Don't see what is really happening, y'all. Stop being baited. Stop falling for this.
We're ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not bend. We